In this video, I want to go over another potential PlayStation 5 feature that might be coming based on a brand new patent. It might be a pretty useful feature with wireless charging might being implemented into the PlayStation 5 controller, so we'll take a look at that. And also, we've got a couple of PlayStation 5 game updates on lower profile titles, but a Harvest Moon game is coming. Wrath Aeon of Ruin, a very cool old school first-person shooter, will be coming in early 2021. And Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered has gotten an official release date over here in the West. We'll take a look at that at the end of this video. First of all, PlayStation Controller Patent hints easier wireless charging may be in our future. As noted by WCCF Tech, video game controllers have come a long way over the years, but charging up your gamepad is still far from a perfect experience. DualShock 4 and Xbox One controllers still just ship with a basic USB cable for charging, and while there are various third-party charging solutions available, you never know how functional or reliable those will be. A fairly large portion of gamers are still using the basic USB cables their controllers are shipped with. However, a recently unearthed Sony patent hints that the company may finally be getting serious about improving the controller charging experience. The patent shows an attachment that would allow controllers to be easily charged via an introduction base. The attachment would also include additional back buttons, and we obviously have the back attachments that have been a regular thing on the PlayStation 4 controller, and that will be a regular thing on the PlayStation 5 controller. A few diagrams were posted as well, and a note saying a wireless charging adapter that can snap onto a computer game controller can be inductively coupled to a charging base to wirelessly recharge a battery in the controller. The adapter also can include keys that mirror keys on the controller so that a gamer can remove the adapter with the controller from the charging base, keep the adapter on the controller, and use both the controller keys and adapter keys to control a computer game. Now, while this is pretty cool, and we do already have a back attachment, so this isn't something that is all too shocking, I'm also beginning to worry how expensive having the optimal controller experience is going to be. Look, the Xbox already has that Elite controller that's like $150, so they've completely gone all in providing a very expensive controller. However, for the general gamer, picking up a regular PS5 controller, if you think it's going to be $60 or $65, man, I really don't think that's going to be happening. Given all the elements and upgrades that this controller has under the hood, I am expecting a $75 or $80 price point, and we've seen generationally, controller prices have incrementally gone up, and this one is a substantial increase over previous generation controllers. I mean, the PS4 controller was a relatively big upgrade from PS3, introducing a touchpad and the light bar. However, this one is just completely an overhaul over the PS4 controller. Now they're calling it DualSense, so you can see it's completely different. But also, if you want that optimal PlayStation controller experience, you would need that back attachment, which is like $30. And then if you're talking about adding wireless charging to it as well, I imagine that would be a specialized back attachment that would be even more expensive. Ultimately, it's not something that is going to be essential for everyone. If you still want to charge your controller through USB, that is going to be the premier way to do so, at least right out of the gate. Who knows if they're even going to get wireless charging ready for the PlayStation 5's launch, but this is something based on the patent being established that I do think Sony is working on, but it's not something that is absolutely essential to the PS5. However, all of these little elements I feel like do come together and couple together to create an overall more compelling experience. Something like a wireless charging capability is not going to be the thing that sells people on the PlayStation 5, but it's one of many things that can come together and make an overall better platform. However, again, I am just a little bit scared about these controller price points, accessory price points, because if they are going to take a little bit of a hit on the console itself, I do know that Sony wants to make a profit on the console, but let's say that it is relatively expensive to get the PlayStation 5 out, and they want to undercut the price a little bit, and if that means taking a little bit of a loss, well, that's going to come around and they're going to make that money back in other ways. We saw that especially with the PlayStation Vita. It released at $250, which was a very expensive price point for a portable platform. However, given that under the hood, that was a very impressive portable platform. What did ultimately happen? Well, those memory cards were really expensive. I mean, when you're charging $30 for a 4GB memory card, you know that is being done to ultimately turn a profit. Ideally, with the PlayStation 5, their way of making the money back would be through software sales, that being games, through PlayStation Plus subscriptions, which I don't like PlayStation Plus being a mandatory thing, but guess what? The amount of subscribers they have is absolutely nuts, and I don't think that's something they're going to get rid of anytime soon. But also, you would think that they would be making money back on the accessory side of things, whether that means a more expensive controller, a variety of different accessories being released. You guys get the idea. Alright, moving on from that, I do quickly want to highlight a couple of other games that have been announced for the PS4. Harvest Moon One World adds a PS4 version. Harvest Moon One World will be available for PS4 in North America, in addition to its previously announced Switch version when it launches this fall, publisher Natsume has announced. They noted, "We are excited to share the first look at the new art for Harvest Moon One World, which gives you a sneak peek at the vast world filled with mystery, challenges, new friends, and farming fun that awaits players. We are also excited to officially confirm it's coming to the PlayStation 4 alongside the Switch. The Harvest Moon franchise has a long history on the Sony platforms, including releases on the original PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PS4, as well as the PS Vita and PSP. An overview of the game was posted by Natsume as well. Fledgling farmers will explore an entire world full of new and familiar faces, unique villages, and adventurous challenges while managing their growing farm. The new title is being developed with an all-new engine and graphics. Can you imagine a world without tomatoes, strawberries, or even cabbage? In the latest entry in the Harvest Moon series, that's the situation players will find themselves in. Only an old book gives hints of what once was. By a mysterious discovery, players will find themselves setting out on an adventure that spans not only their hometown, but the whole world. What kind of people and places await from the gorgeous beaches of Halo to the snowy mountains of Salamaki? There's literally an entire world to explore. So this is going to be out sometime in the fall. Hey, if you don't have a Switch, Animal Crossing really isn't an option. So if you want your farming fix, yeah, there's Stardew Valley, there's a couple of other games, but Harvest Moon is a pretty notable IP. It might be something worthwhile to check out. Alright, moving on from that, here's a pretty interesting old school first-person shooter, which we've been seeing more of. This one is Wrath Aeon of Ruin, which has been in early access on Steam, received very well. 605 Steam user reviews, 89% positive. Recent reviews, 27 reviews, 88% positive. This is coming from 3D Realms, creators of Duke Nukem 3D, Prey, and Max Payne, and they present a hardcore first-person shooter powered by the legendary Quake 1 tech, crafted by the hands of Quake scene necromancers. Wrath is the real deal. You will not survive. So this is very much harkening back to old school first-person shooters with a visual style that's very reminiscent of that, but at the same time, it does have a little bit of a modern take to it as well. If you're a fan of old school FPSs, which I think a lot of people are, it's going to be something to keep your eyes on. It's $24.99 in early access. It might go up in price after the actual game completely comes out, but it does note the full game will have 3 unique hub worlds, each with 5 levels, several bosses, 15 plus enemies, 9 weapons, 10 artifacts, and multiplayer. The final game is many times larger and content-rich than the early access release. Wrath Aeon of Ruin launches February 25th, 2021. And lastly, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered was originally scheduled to drop back in January. However, it has been postponed, but we have a release date of August 27th, and now we have an update about new features. What is being added to Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles? Improved visuals and audio. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles always had a unique sense of style, and the Remastered edition has never looked or sounded better. You'll be able to explore this expansive world with updated HD visuals and even enhanced audio. Character voiceovers. The inhabitants of the game have been brought to life with new voice acting, online multiplayer with crossplay, so that's definitely nice. It's an amazing cooperative multiplayer experience, and Remastered makes it easier than ever before to join people to play with. You'll be able to travel with up to 3 players, 4 players total, and crossplay support means anyone who owns the game will be able to join. New challenging dungeons, new dungeons for you and your friends to battle through. We could say more, but we'd rather let you discover them for yourselves. And new mimic features. By collecting stamps, visiting Moogle houses, or completing difficult dungeons, you'll get memory crystals, which you can use to change your character's appearance of that of various characters you'll meet on the adventure. If you want to add a little bit more pizzazz to your party, now you can. So this will be dropping August 27th. Crystal Chronicles definitely not the best received Final Fantasy title. It's not one of the most notable. However, it is a charming JRPG in its own right, and it will be out later this summer. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, if a patent is to be believed, wireless charging might be in the PlayStation controller's future. That would be pretty cool to see. Harvest Moon One World has added a PS4 version. Wrath Aeon of Ruin drops February 25th. And Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered will be launching August 27th. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.